Good afternoon. Here we are again, episode number 6 of Robbie's Butcher Shop. Today, we're not going to cut a piece of meat. We're not going to cook anything. All we done was put some steaks on the grill tonight, a little bit of salmon. No big deal. Everybody knows how to do that. Tonight, what I'm going to show you is how to sharpen a knife. And I get a lot of talk about this, a lot of comments. Want to know how to do it. And one thing I just want to talk about, this thing here is called a steel. And of course, when you look down the edge of a knife, if you could put a microscope on it, you'd see a real thin wire edge. And what the steel does, this don't sharpen a knife, it straightens that edge out. Because as you cut meat, as you hit things, that edge gets wobbly, gets a little bent. So the steel basically just down one side, down the other side, it straightens that wire edge out, and it makes the knife, the edge of it straight, which also means the knife will be sharper. But what I'm going to show you tonight is a 3-sided stone that I always use to really put an edge on a knife. This one's made by Smith's, and it's a 6-inch stone, and it's got 3 different sides to it. And you start with coarse, then you go to medium, and then you finish on fine. And you also want to always use solution or oil on your stone to make the knife slide easier. It don't take but a few drops. Then you put your knife on it. And one thing you got to be careful of is some people will turn a knife up like this at an angle and it bevels the edge. What I like to do is I like to keep my knife flat as possible. And I always keep my hand on top of it. And if you notice, I'm always pushing away or pulling the dull side back to me. That keeps it safe. This knife's not too dull. About 6 or 7 strokes on coarse. Put a little solution, a little oil on it. Back and forth, keeping the knife as flat as possible. The knife's going to have a little bit of bevel because the back side of the knife is thicker than the cutting side. So if you keep it flat, it won't bevel it. And if you bevel a knife real bad, you can hardly ever get it sharpened again. 6 or 7 times on medium and finish it off on fine. Fine's real smooth stone. You can barely hear the grit on it. Okay, so the knife's good and sharp. What I want to do now is go ahead and hit it on the steel. And if you notice, I do this really fast. Go down one side and down the other. And I can do it like this because I've done this for years. So if I've done this right, this knife ought to be sharp enough to cut a piece of paper on the edge. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see if I want to embarrass myself. Oh, I tore instead of cut. There we go. So you can tell that knife's ready to cut some of this meat that we cook. Like I always say, like it's so good, it'll make you smack your mama. And that's all I have for you tonight. Next week we'll pick back up with food. Have a good evening.